All right, so before I start, I just want to thank Foxtales for giving me this opportunity. I have my family here, and this will be the very first time I have been able to tell a story for 7 minutes without interruption. All right, so a quick show of hands before I start. Who here is or has been the magic maker in their family? Anybody? I see hesitant hands. I know you've been magic makers. So without you, this season wouldn't be any wonderful anything. So I'm going to take you back to December 2000. My husband, Regis, and I were parents of 3 young boys. And we were in full magic making mode. We put out the train table, which some of my sons know is very heavy. And the trains would go around and they would play. We put the special ornaments on the Christmas tree. It would dress the kids up in those matching outfits and take them to go see Santa, even though one of them would always cry, and you know those pictures. And we also held a holiday hayride and sing-along, and we put the little chocolate coins in their shoes for St. Nicholas Day, which, by the way, is Saturday, in case anyone wants to do that. So my parents would always visit us for the holiday, and they would jump in with big smiles on their faces for all the things that we would do. They'd decorate the cookies and the gingerbread house. My mom always told me, "Lorraine, you do too much." And she was probably right. But my dad ate more icing and candy than my children combined. So my parents would visit, and we had a no smoking rule in our house, which meant that my parents needed to go outside to their truck to smoke a cigarette or a pipe. And they very willingly did this without any pushback. I think that they were just so happy to escape our noisy kids that they just went willingly. Okay, so 'twas the night before Christmas in the year 2000, 25 years ago. We hung the stockings, we put out Santa's cookies and milk, and then I, in my kerchief, and Regis in his cap, sat down with our children in their little red footy pajamas and cuddled to tell that famous poem. And when we were done, we went outside and sprinkled the magic reindeer food. You know, the oatmeal with like glitter in it that you have to sweep up or else they'll know the story. And so Grandpa loved this stuff. And so he came out and he would tell the kids, "Listen, do you hear the sleigh bells ringing? Look up to see Santa." Well, my kids were not dumb. They knew that if they were awake, Santa wasn't coming. So upstairs we went. We nestled them in their beds, hoping that soon they would be dreaming of sugar plums. Okay, so all you magic makers know, that's when the big scramble begins. All of those presents that you've been hiding, and hopefully you remember where, come out of hiding and go under the tree. And we were going up and down, and somewhere in all this chaos, my dad decided to go out and smoke another pipe. So we're making everything just right. My mom says goodnight. Then I'm filling the stockings while my husband also went up to bed. I took a bite of Santa's cookie and drank some of his milk, turned off the lights, and locked the door, and fell in bed exhausted. So after just a little bit of time, my dad finished his pipe and came to find the front door locked and the lights were out. He tried the garage door, that didn't open, and then thought, what am I going to do? So these days, the obvious answer would be you would call somebody. But it was the year 2000 and my parents did not own a cell phone. So my father did what any man who grew up in the 1950s would of course do. He went to the back of the house, found some pebbles, and started chucking them at my mom's window. My mom did not stir. I don't know if that worked for them when they were younger, but that night she still slept. So then Dad tried the windows, and they of course were all locked, which frankly is probably a good thing, because at age 64, I don't think he should have been climbing through windows. So he decided, okay, what am I going to do? The chimney is not an option. I'm going back to my truck. He did a couple more crossword puzzles and dozed off. So in that night before Christmas, our then youngest wakes up, 5 a.m., and Regis comes downstairs with the baby. My dad, noticing a light go on in the house, sprung from the car and goes to the front door and is like, tap, 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 tap on the door. Well, my husband had no idea what was happening. And so this dear man holding our infant that he got up with, wearing his Christmas outfit that I make him wear every year, goes and opens the front door to see my dad standing in the dark, who looks at him and says, "You locked me out." Well, my husband is simultaneously trying to figure out what on earth his father-in-law was doing in the dark all night and not throw me under the sleigh and say, "Your daughter locked you out, not me." So Dad comes in the house and sits down at the kitchen table, and my husband comes and gets me, and I'm coming downstairs quite confused. Dad's sitting there with a look of fatigue, sadness, despair, and a little bit of anger. And so I just couldn't understand what happened. I thought my parents were both in bed. So I started asking my dad questions. Well, why didn't you go to the 24-hour convenience store where they have a phone? Or just ring the doorbell? So my dad looks at me, and to every single question that I came up with, his answer was the same. He did not want to wake up his grandchildren. So I don't think we got much more sleep, but Christmas morning happened as it usually does, and fortunately my father loves to play with the kids' toys, so he entertained himself playing with their toys and didn't really keep crying about what happened. A little bit later, friends of ours came over for brunch, and my father, seeing a new audience to tell his sad tale, starts sharing the story, thinking he's going to get some sympathy. And unfortunately, our friends think the story is hilarious and give him no sympathy whatsoever. And so he was disappointed. The following year, I gave my dad the first gift of Christmas, a key to our house. And so now here I am. I'm approaching the age my dad was then. And with the wisdom of some years, I realized that my father was a magic maker of Christmas in his own way. And he made magic for his grandchildren and for me. And this story that I've shared tonight is a gift we take out every year and open, polish with laughter, and share with love. Thank you.
Oh.